No. Like. No. Live. Delete the one I just did. That lasted 11 seconds. Delete forever. Yes. There we go. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. The Dev Ninja tutorials. So I am the first. You are. I haven't even shared it on my Discord yet because YouTube was being a meanie beanie. Boom. Announcements. At everyone. We are live. Let's go. Oh man, itchy nose. Oh. How are you today, Dev Ninja? I don't think you've been here before. Let's change your name. My hair, man. My lockdown hair is just like, oh. Get out of my face. I'm a very professional streamer. I kind of want to look at your channel because you got tutorials in there. That's patent pending by me. I am fine. Good, good. Always good to hear. What you got? What you got? Okay. Ah, some stuff I have no idea about. Programming. Hey, Rainbow Slinky 5. How's it going, man? So we're starting a new... No, we're not starting new. We're loading up my old one. Finishing off the UV mapping. And then I have a texture I want to use. A smart material in Substance. So we'll see how that goes. Sign. These are all the stuff I made for work. Don't look. Asset for fun. Look how far down it is. I've been doing a lot of work. Oh, here he is. Here's the boy. Still got a little bit TV map, admittedly. But, you know. Oh, I realised that this was not a fan. Which makes a lot more sense, admittedly. But now that I've made a fan, I want to keep it. Let me find the original concept for it. Oh my god. Boom, boom. So... this is the concept. That I thought was a fan. Because I thought that was the stand for it. And then that was the front of it. It's a bottle facing us. I totally didn't see that when I was first doing the low poly. Like, I don't know why, especially when you get closer, you can tell it's a bottle with it leaking out. But I think it's just because of how round it was at the bottom. And how, like, obviously with water, it will go down and then straight across. So I think my brain just thought, oh, look, it's bending around like a stand. It must be a fan. No, it's a freaking, it's a bottle facing us and it's leaking water or whatever out. Such an idiot. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. It makes me sad that at one point there's going to be a generation who's not heard that joke before. That is upsetting. We'll delete that one because we're just going to duplicate it. Just a sec. We're going to reduce poly count here. I want to put it in Unreal with nanites, I guess. To be fair, it's not even high enough, like, poly count for really to say I can use nanites. But I'm not going to worry about reducing poly count. Do you think nanites are going to make artists lazy because they won't optimize their work? Just a thought. I've got 2 mice here at the moment. And I want to send one back, but I don't know which one. I got the Dark Core Corsair, which was £75 when I bought it. I do not. I just wonder how we will texture. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is true. Because, like, when it's much more higher poly, I've spoken about this before, that the texture is going to be so different. Or the G502, which is... It went down to £60, but I bought it for 80. And I don't know which one I prefer yet. They both seem to be very uncomfortable for my thumb, but my hand will get used to it, whichever one I pick. I will be sending one back very soon. Why does it feel like my sensitivity's gone up a bit? That's because it has. There you go. I clicked the DPI button by accident. I'm not gonna lie, deciding what mouse I want has been the most stressful thing for me in like the last 10 years. Like I've gone through coursework and graduating university, and that felt less stressful than picking a mouse. Because I wanted a premium one, you know? I wanted to spend a decent amount on a mouse. Not just to label it as premium, but because I wanted something that was going to feel good, something that was going to perform well. So I think knowing that and knowing I'm paying a little bit extra to get a premium mouse has made me a little bit more nervous to which one I want to pick. I think this one's more uncomfortable. I think. I can't tell. It's driving me mental. That fine? Yeah, I mean, if this is intersecting with it anyway, just delete all those. Unless I make it transparent. What are you using now? So this is the Corsair Dark Core. That's what I'm using at the moment. Sure, I should have made that clear. The other one's to the left of me right now, and I'm not using it, which was the G502. But I think I find the Dark Core... Because the Dark Core's a little heavier as well. So it's got a bit more weight behind it, which is not necessarily something I don't like. Just... moving that around. Because I obviously work from the computer. I play games on the computer. I do everything on the computer. So I want something that I'm going to want to be using all the time, right? And then you got the G502, which is a lot lighter. It's versus... yeah, that definitely was more hefty. I mean, it is heavier, I know it is, but it's just the feel of it. I feel like I'm a snob at the moment. Oh, I want the premium mouse that feels best for me. Oh. Oops. I wish I could show you guys what I've been working on for work, man. Some of it's really cool. But it's like I made in 2 days. Turned out so nice looking. And I wish I could show you guys. So sad. Because I would love to show you how I did it as well. Because some of the ways I did it just saved me a lot of time. Like using a pre-made smart material for stylized. And then basically adjusting that to look better than its standard texture. And I'll isolate this. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That does make sense, but I could always delete those bits, like, boom. Boom. Yeah. As long as the cork hides it, it's fine. I'm the kind of guy Actually, you know what? I used to be like this. I'm not the same way anymore. When I would play like a game, I'd be so indecisive of what class I wanted to pick. Because I wanted to know which one I was going to enjoy the most. I guess I was like it in Monster Hunter World. Because I didn't know what weapon I wanted to pick. So I ended up picking just the longsword. And then when after I picked the damn longsword, everyone kept calling me like a weeb. They were like, that's the weeb weapon. That's the anime watcher weapon. Man, I was like, I picked it because... To me, the longsword sounded like the bog standard weapon. My mate said the bog standard weapon was the sword and shield, but when I've played games in the past, there's a lot of games that don't have swords and shields. So, you know, to me, the bog standard weapon was the longsword. And then they made fun of me for picking it. My other mouse, the one I was using, was just a tool, £10 mouse. It's like a £10 mouse Technic or something, wide one. It just looked like that. A very nice mouse, but the clicker started like squeaking, and it was annoying me. And it just felt a little. I didn't like the feel of it because it was clearly rubbing on something. Did I not have that jar over there? No, they're actually different jars. I think for here, I'm going to fill this up with some custom foliage. I don't know what I'm going to use yet, so that's why I've not made the foliage. It's very interesting to why I didn't separate this out. You'd think that would have been the first thing I would do. I don't know. Let's just keep it the way it is and see how that turns out. I'm starting to wear out my middle click. See, that's one thing. Like, I can preview these mice because of how premium they are, and because I've got two of them. So this one, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's got like the quietest click in the scroll. It doesn't even pick it up. It's that quiet. This one, however, oh wow, it's not picking that one up. Well, how good is my limiter? Can you hear that? Click isn't very loud, but it's got a very loud scroll to it. It does have a button where you press it and then you scroll and it keeps spinning. That's... Oh, I shouldn't have done that when my screen was here. I've just zoomed really far out. That's kind of cool. Wow, it's really got a little grimy. I barely had it. The material doesn't feel as rubberized, but then again, after using this for a day now, I don't feel the rubberized material. It's not that rubberized; it still feels plasticky, but it feels a very slight rubberized. I don't feel that's that beneficial because it causes more friction, and I don't think friction is what I want with a mouse. These parts feel very premium. The actual clickers, they feel like they're made of like a blend between rubber and plastic. Again, though. Not necessarily a benefit, it's just a different feel. I think that's the easiest way to sum up this mouse, is that it feels very premium. That doesn't necessarily mean it's any better. And I want him to be comfortable, because I obviously, like I said, sit at the computer all day working. So the more comfortable the mouse, the better for someone like me. Sure, do I want it to be good for shooting games as well? Hell yeah. Because I do play shooting games. I prefer other genres, but other genres usually platformers, like use a controller, or a lot of other games will just use the keyboard. It's mainly shooters you need to worry about your mouse. If we cut it here, this can unwrap as one long thing, and then we're just going to move it so. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I thought it was going to look like. Oh, wow. Good amount of UV space as well. Oh, I should really connect them up as one mesh, actually. Wait. I'm using blender buttons. Hello, Steve. Hey, Wolf, or Gaming, or Time, or Adrian. I usually call him Wolf. That's because that was technically my mother's maiden name, and I would have loved my name to be that. I got my energy drink to keep me going. Relentless. I've been trying to avoid the energy drinks lately because my chest pain has come back. Some of you that obviously speak to me on Discord and stuff, I've been experiencing chest pain, and basically I thought I'd avoid these drinks, but they don't seem to be causing any issues from what I could tell. So now I'm kind of drinking them again. I didn't drink energy drinks for like 2 years in university. I avoided them completely because I started going to the gym, and I thought, what's terrible for you at the gym? Energy drinks. So I avoided energy drinks for like 2 years. My name is Wolf. Also, just legally change your name to Wolf. I am. I feel like changing my last name is very disrespectful to my father, though. Oh, Dad, I'm just going to change my last name to not follow your family name. Oh, gee, thanks, son. Wait, no. I should do that in reverse. Connect the outside. Leave the inside disconnected. If any of you want to know any tips for UV mapping, I'll probably do some now just while doing this. But my last stream, I went through 3 types of UV mapping. Well, what I break it down into, which is cylindrical UV mapping, cube UV mapping, or cubic UV mapping, I guess if you want to make it sound fancy, and spherical UV mapping. And I say you can take all 3 of those techniques and you can unwrap technically anything using the techniques you use to unwrap those 3 things. I'm not changing any of my names. I will be adding the name to my names. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, but I've already got 3 names. Oh, wait. You've already got 3. You're going to have 4. You wrote S to signify your last name, didn't you? My last name's Christopher. And oh boy, can I tell you how often people have thought that was my first name and thought I was an idiot for when they said, oh, so what's your first name? And I say, oh, no, sorry. They say, what's your surname? And I say, oh, Christopher. Okay, but what's your surname? It's Christopher. My first name is Stephen. Oh. You have no idea. It's happened so often. Actually, so frustrated. And somehow I feel like I'm being the rude one when when all I'm trying to do is tell them what my damn name is. Oh, here, that's what happened. This part didn't cut. Yeah, but what shall it? Every time, man. Every damn time. Are these... have these got backs to them? They do have backs to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the middle of each one. Are they fully... Are they fully in? Wait. Yeah, you can't see the backs of them. So I'm going to select the middle of each one like I just said. For those of you who don't know, I use Blender and Maya. I use Maya TV Map and Blender to 3D model. Didn't always used to be that way, but recently I switched over to Blender again after like 13 years because I really enjoy using Blender. And now that it's become a little bit more mainstream, it's just people aren't going to have a go at me in, for example, the workplace. If I said to them, oh, I made this in Blender, they're just going to say, oh, okay, we can still use it. If they ever do tell me to be back on Maya, I know how to use Maya as well, so it's not that big of a deal, but you know, just in case. Wow, they really, I mean, this totally could go like this, right? Well. Oh no, what is that? What? Oh, oh. Wait, did all of them turn out that way? Whoops. See, I'm so good at UV mapping. Totally not made. Helps if the wood UVs are facing the same direction. Yeah, that's true as well. But it doesn't take too much effort to, like, make a separate texture in Substance, rotated 90 degrees, and any of them that aren't facing the same direction, just, you know, and whip them in. So I did it there. True, yeah. But equally, it probably doesn't matter too much. It's just annoying seeing all that space go to waste. Like, look at that. There's like... I feel like it can make way better use of that space than it's being used. Like, if I... I've had to do a lot of UV mapping myself lately. Want to separate them a little bit more just in case I have it as a lower texture resolution. Well, it makes me think here as well. Hold on a minute. I can do it manually. So if I want it as, because they're so close with the pixels, if I ever want it to be a lower texture res, it's going to be an issue. So if I just slightly separate them out, that's a bit better. That could stay there. And then I can select these, pop them in the middle a bit, and then, you know, scale it up. I'll turn that on just so I can see when I go over like that. And already I've used up a bit more of the area, you know? There's a lot less wasted space. Does it make that much of a difference? I don't know. Honestly, when I see people's art these days, I don't even know what texture resolution they're using. I saw someone's the other day, and it looks so detailed. And I was like, is that like a 16K map? I just don't get it. And no one ever writes what texture resolution they're using. So I can never tell. I feel like that's just a way to get away. A way around... oh, that is smooth. Hold on a minute. What if I convert? What if I convert? I feel like not saying what texture resolution something is. Convert. There you go. Is a great way to make something look better, but pretend it's meant for like a low performing game. Like if you make something like... It does, but even when you zoom in on 4K, I'm always surprised at how low quality it looks. Do you not think so? I mean, maybe you've just not... Maybe you, personally, for you, you've not had that... You know, it always looks fine for you. But for me, I don't know, I zoom in sometimes. I'm just like, why does the quality still look so low? I wanna point out, that wasn't me judging. I wasn't like, oh, for you. No, I meant just like circumstances where you've made something, it's not been a big deal. It's not usually a big deal anyway. I think sometimes... It was like at work recently. We had an item that clipped through another item. And they were worried about it. It wasn't my item, it was someone else's. And they were worried about it. And I said to them, well, don't worry about that. Plenty of games, you'll see something clip through something. In fact, most of the time, you'll see a character walk in a game where you can customize their outfit. You'll see, like, you know, that's my Facebook, sorry about that. You'll see, like, their gauntlets, like, clipping through parts of their body. Or you'll see their hoodie and, like, their head will clip through it. No one cares, you know. It's not something that people actually care about when they're playing. BRB, how dare you? I know on the Division 1 or 2, the cars use something like 4K UDIMS. Oh, wait, as in all the cars? UDIMS. What are UDIMS again? That looks very familiar. It's probably not even pronounced UDIM. UDIM Whiteflow. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like separating them out into quadrants, I guess. And then reusing it. It's kind of like loads of, what's it called? Loads of atlases. Equals 1 up space. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like I would never know how to do that unless I get taught it. But that's crazy. I just don't get how they do it. I just don't. Whenever I make something on like a 4K map, like I said, and I look at it, I'm like, man, I could just still see all the polygons. Or the polygons, or the pixels. It's a very long one. I think I'm just going to fill these in a solid color. I feel like having a texture on these is just going to be annoying because of how large they are. Like the string. I feel like popping in the texture for it's just a waste of time. Like, look how thin it's going to be. Look at that. So I feel like I'm just going to pop a texture in for it. I'm going to pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. Oh. I laugh if I get copyright strike for just singing that part of the song. You sang this song, Ree. Oh, I still need to see the interior. That's duplicated, right? Or have I done that one a little bit different? Oh, it is a little bit. Oh, it is different. It's different. That's rough, buddy. Okay, let's unitize the whole thing. Yeah, that's fine. And then one edge. Right, so let's in that little gap, Maya. Right there, Maya. Right there. Right there. Maya, please. There you go. That's just selected all the way through it. There we go. Perfect. Oh. Alright, I'm selecting all the other shape. That's fine. Let's move him out the way for now. To shell. Oh my lord. I just want you, bro. Thank you. Sounds like a really weird romantic thing to say. I just want you, bro. Shut up, bro. I was finding it hard to keep up with the tech. Haha. 4K on substance really strains my computer. Oh, really? Oh, it does have a bit of a stagger, a bit of a lag, I guess, with mine. So I feel you on that. No, to UV shell. There you go. There we go. Wait, what happened to you? Oh, right, you've got a bottom attached to you. Right. I should really disconnect the bottom. Boom. Oh, and they're all done. Nice. Yeah. I mean, for the first time in quite a while, I'm finally starting to get a proper setup. I've got my tablet I bought a year ago, which is this hunk of machine right here. Like, right here. This guy. Which I have the pen for, too. Get the back of it. I've got a 2K monitor, which is what you guys are sitting on. Which is good for just reviewing stuff in 2K. Pop that to the side a little bit. I've just got a gaming mouse, or just a premium mouse, which I still don't know which one I want. I've got a premium headset, which is all wireless, and the mouse. Like, I'm finally getting to the point where, and I've got a 1080 Ti. I upgraded my CPU not too long ago to an i9 9900K. So I'm finally also getting to the point where I'm able to have a better setup, which is fantastic. Like, God forbid working on crappy software. It's what I find very strange about one of the people I'm working with at the moment. She's an artist, but she works off of a laptop. And I was like, that's so weird to me. Like, if she heard me say this, but why is that weird? Because laptops are just known for being worse performing. They tend to have much more limitations than a desktop. A desktop is primarily primarily functions as a workstation, where a laptop isn't necessarily a workstation. If people have a laptop, they're not usually using it as a workstation. It's just like when they check their emails and stuff. So it's odd to me to be doing full 3D art on that. Maybe that's me just being a bit overly judgmental on it. Maybe it works absolutely fine as a workstation. I just feel like it's I don't know. I feel like it would cause me issues. But I'm not much of a laptop user. She does have a graphics tablet with it. Like a screen graphics tablet. I don't know if it's like my one, but yeah, laptops aren't as good for 3D. Yes, that's what I was thinking. I feel like you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You're just making it harder for yourself. There's a completely different feel to a workstation. Like you just saw, I have two monitors. Monitor here, keyboard, mouse, and then a huge just desk. If I need to write something down, I just have this room. I have something up here for me to put something. I can store a drink just to the side of me to like drink down when I'm thirsty. Like it's just a more comfortable environment, I guess. But who knows? You know, some people out there use some wacky workstations and they're fine. Right, we've used that mouse enough. We'll swap over. See how it feels. This mouse is much more smaller. Like, I don't feel like I'm grabbing it as much, which may be a good or a bad thing. Not entirely sure. Okay. So all of these. We select every face. How do you like sculpting with a tablet? Oh, it's really fun. it's a bit harder in a way because there's just so much more room to work with. Like, because I can obviously see it up or down, but when I'm drawing, instead of like on a tablet that's big, where you're just sort of like this, and you look at the screen and you're just like, and you can sort of turn it, you know, do what you want. With this, it's stationary. If I want to turn it, I have to essentially rotate the canvas on the program. And then when I want to do like on a tablet, because a tablet basically is a smaller version of representation of your screen. So this is quite a big monitor. Or a tablet may only be 10 inch. So those 10 inches, if I swipe across, I've then swiped across a whole 20-inch monitor. Whereas on the actual monitor itself, being that it's a tablet, if I want a big crease or something, I have to be like, whoosh, whoosh, and just like these big strokes. And it can be very tiring on the arm. So honestly, I just think it's a bit of a different workflow. Like, but I do feel like there's more accuracy involved because I know exactly where I'm drawing onto. Sure, you get that feel with a tablet after a while as well because you see the mouse moving. You sort of do that with your hand and you see it like moving on here. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't say it gives anyone necessarily an advantage either, because it just feels so different. I just call it a different workflow. I don't want anyone out there to be like, oh, his works better than mine because he's got a bigger monitor. A bigger monitor, a bigger tablet. I think software, honestly, when it comes to 3D art, is what's more of a crutch. That's not the right word. Maybe it is. More of a crutch when it comes to 3D. I feel like software has such a huge impact on how well you can perform as a 3D artist. If someone sat me down and went, Steve, I want you to do some stylized art. All you have is Maya. All you have is Maya. No sculpting software like ZBrush and Photoshop. And oh boy, would my stuff look trash. Yeah, if someone sat me down and said, oh, Steve, here, have Substance Painter, have ZBrush, have Blender, I could whip out something that looks relatively nice in the same amount of time that I failed to do it with the other software. I know that's not what you was asking, but I thought it was an interesting topic. I know you was probably just asking because you were just curious. Now I'm sitting here like, it doesn't make it easier. Stop saying it makes it easier. Rainbow stinky. Slinky stinky. Rainbow stinky. Ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba, da. What? Oh, wait. What is it? Why's mine not letting me, like... I was holding Alt, I swear. Lol. Honestly, I do feel like this mouse is a little worse for 3D. The buttons definitely don't feel as accustomed to work. It definitely feels more like a gaming mouse rather than a work mouse. So maybe I will pick the up. Like the middle mouse button feels so stiff. What's it like in there? Like on this, I got to press. Ah, finally clicked it. Whereas on this, that's it. It just click. This. Click. There you go. It's a much harder click. Which can be kind of annoying when doing 3D, because when I want to move around, if I'm like, and I'm not like hitting it, that can be annoying, you know? But yeah, software makes a huge impact. I think so too. It's something we said in, I've said this before, but I don't think you've been in my, I don't think you've been a part of the stream long enough to have heard me say this, but when I was in university, there was someone in my class who was using Substance. Now, none of us, I guess we had the money to buy it, but no one wanted to spend money on software that we didn't think we needed, especially when a lot of us were getting student finance and student grants. You know, we weren't earning a particular high amount of money, so we don't want to spend it on Substance Painter, and the university didn't have it. And when they did have it, they didn't teach us how to use it, so to a lot of us, it would have felt like a waste of money. However, one of my friends, he bought Substance Painter and he decided to learn how to use it. See, this definitely feels worse for work. This, yeah. Maybe that's the deciding factor for me here, is getting the mouse more for work. This feels a lot... I keep going through the ground, so it doesn't look like it. But this feels a lot smoother to work with in a 3D environment. Sorry, I keep losing topic of what I'm talking about because I'm focusing on the mouse. But yeah, so my friend, he bought Substance. So when he kept showing things, they were really cool. Like, because he actually textured them. None of us really textured. We just kept using tiling textures because we had Photoshop. That's all we had. And when you texture in Photoshop, if you've ever textured in Photoshop, you know how it feels to texture in Photoshop. Which isn't good. Nobody enjoys texture in Photoshop when Substance came out, right? If we actually look... So it was funny when people used to say, oh, this scene looks really good. Not this scene. Well, this scene could be as well. Everything in here is tiling textures. Nothing in here was textured in Substance. Except these chairs, I think. And you can kind of see that. And the other scene I want to show is this one. You can see nothing in here was textured properly. Yeah, finally caught you live. Hey, Tomansky. How's it going, man? You can see nothing in here was textured properly because you'd get dust coming on things. You'd get dirt marks and whatnot. There's nothing. It's just tiling because we didn't have access to Substance. I don't know if... Do I have Substance on there? Look, Photoshop, Maya, and Unreal. And it was an issue. It really was. It made it a lot harder to do work. So, yeah, I feel like software does make a huge impact. But I wouldn't say to claim that as the reason if you're performing poorly, you know? Oh, God. If you say, oh, I'm not performing very well because I don't have the right software, that has some merit, but I don't feel like relying on that as an excuse is a good excuse. I hope that makes sense. Work hard, guys. Work like hell, like I did, and finally get a job. How's it going, Tom? If you don't mind me shortening that. Tell me what's happening. Should I have saved first? Oh, we'll save now. Unfold. This is a very high poly mesh, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to have a pattern, like a plaided pattern. Pleated, like this kind of pattern on it. Wow, it's just skirts. Or kilts, I guess. That can't be what it is. It wouldn't be coming up all just skirts, but this kind of pattern on the I want to ask you about the flying boat scene. Yes, I've noticed that you have most assets using unique textures. Do you think that's a good idea for a real game? Yeah, I mean, the only problem with that is it will cause higher texture streaming, which isn't that big of an issue. As long as you, if it's a small asset, as long as you make it 512 instead of like 2K, you're fine. Or you just turn up your mip maps to sort that out. Additionally, your game size will be larger. But it's not necessarily a bad idea. No, you can squeeze things onto one map, but you shouldn't, unless you make it a huge game, you shouldn't be coming across a lot of issues because of it. I'm a bit ashamed to admit that I am 3D environment artist for games for 10 years, but I never had to deal with optimization. What? Really? I mean, I've made a couple of games so far, and I've never had any issues from making everything. Well, I've never usually made everything on one map. For example, again, I can't show you the game I'm working on at the moment for work, but there's a lot of stuff in there that uses textures from somewhere else. But that's also because it saves time, not necessarily because it saves performance. "10 years! Jesus!" You're probably like miles above. You probably asked me a trick question. You're probably sitting there like, I know the answer to this, but I'm asking him anyway. I mean, I make what they tell me. For example, make a bunch of assets with 2 trims or whatever, but I don't know what limits to put myself for my own project. Oh, okay. Well, Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you want your project for. You know, if you want it for a PC that runs like a calculator, try to squeeze everything onto like one map. Try to use trim sheets. Try to use atlases to save on not only size but minor performances. It shouldn't be too big of an issue though. But honestly, when it comes to games, a lot of the optimization issues comes down to like shadows and foliage and lighting in general. Like, poly count isn't even that harsh. I've seen literally games with millions and millions of polys, but because they've done optimal lighting and stuff, and maybe even billions of polys, it doesn't cause that big of an issue. That's just from my experience. Someone could come in here right now and tell me I'm wrong because their experience is different. So I should relax a bit. Thank you so much. Yeah, don't worry too much, but don't go overboard at the same time. Optimization is kind of important if you are looking to make it perform well on other devices in general. The problem with having such a beast of a computer is it's hard to determine if something's going to be working on a worse computer. So if you've got like a 4K monitor, a good example is to pop it up on a 4K monitor and see how slow it runs, and then you can sort of gauge how much slower it would run on a worse PC. But yeah, like basically, let me whip up my scene. Whip it up. Where's my scene? There it is. All right, there it is. Okay, so see, look, I'm getting. To be fair, not everything's textured yet. This is a lot of this says block colors on exhaust board the other week. Like we're getting some performance issues, right? Stat FPS. So look, I'm only getting like 40 FPS. However, even if I didn't notice, watch lights. I can assure you, watch the performance increase. I'm only getting 90 still, but all of that performance comes down to our lighting. Similarly, to be fair, we're probably getting that low because directional lighting is at baked TiVo. So if I showed you, watch. Oh, wow. I can't really delete. Here you go, look. 120. Full screen, you idiot. 120. Undo that. And undo our point lights now deleted. Boom. 30. So a lot of it comes down to lighting. But yeah, like if you do want to optimize, like, so for example, this is not optimized. It is poly count wise. Oh god, there's so many polys in front of my face. You go, look, that's not that high poly. A lot of that comes down to tries anyway. That's fine. However, the texture resolution is far too high. I think I can change that here. Yeah, that seems to be 2K. I think it is 2K. I like how you're able to just tell though. What's MIP streaming? There is a way to turn this on. I don't do it very often because I usually just export it as what it's supposed to be when I'm actually working. But obviously this isn't work. This is a passion project. This is just like I'm doing for fun. So I don't worry about it. Oh, it's 4K. Woo! MIP mapping. Or there's a way to do it in there, isn't there? I'm pretty sure there's a setting that you can just turn down texture resolution. Anyway, this should be 512. Because from a game's perspective, unless you're first person, the closest you're going to get is maybe here. If you crouch, maybe here. And let's face it, if that was 1K, that would probably look the same from this distance. Do you recommend merging the small assets in one sheet? I wouldn't, but I know a lot of artists who do. I also know a lot of artists who don't. I feel like... Because I feel like the only issue with that is it's going to cause... No, it won't. Let's see a higher higher file sizes, but it won't. I don't think it will cause that much different of a performance. The reason I like working on one sheet is just because it's easier as an artist to do so. Like when I whip it into Substance, I have a whole 2D UV map to the right of me that represents my entire object rather than having it all separate. That should not be bigger than 512 unless you have it full screen. Yeah, exactly. Like, but it's 4K because it was this asset is on my portfolio. Right, so, and because this scene isn't meant for working in a game, it's just for fun. I could just have it whipped on here. That's a nice asset, you know? If that was 512 on here, you'd notice the low quality. So, yeah. Obviously, if it's for a game, just don't worry about all separate textures. I think, honestly, it's fine. I've never seen an issue in the Unreal Engine anyway, if you're using the Unreal Engine. Looks really cool, thank you. But honestly, just make sure you're keeping them as lowest resolution as they need to be. Don't go overboard. Don't make it 256 and it look pixelated from afar, you know what I mean? I think a good example of optimization I did recently, actually. I say recently. Wow, it was about 2 months ago now. Because I started this job about 2 months ago. Jesus. Oh, I accidentally freaking... This character was in a Marmoset scene that I liked. So I opened it up, deleted her, and whipped in an asset I have for my work at the moment. And then I accidentally clicked save like an idiot. So I don't have the Marmoset for her anymore. Here, so he's a really good example of he's a 512 or a 256 texture, maybe 256, and he's only about 300 tries or something because the person who I was developing it for wanted it to be really low poly. See what I mean? Everyone who sees this are like, he's got massive thighs. Like, no, they're hero pants. Have you ever seen hero pants? I had a pair. Hero pants. Or hero shorts. Ah, they don't come up. My friends used to go to LARP and they were super puffy or poofy. And they kind of look like that, which is the whole point. I guess you store probably armor underneath it. There you go. You don't know the health you've been. I just can't thank you enough. Oh, wow. Thanks, man. You can thank me for giving me a tip. A soul of 10 years of experience. I've only worked in the industry for 2 years, technically. Back in the day, I had to make characters with 1K texture, 1K triangles, and... Oh, God, the limitations would have been awful. Do you make graphics like this, then? Like, do you do cartoony stuff, or have you only been doing really... like realistic? I'm actually really curious. I feel like my bosses at the moment treat me like I'm a wizard because I just know how to do so many little tricks in the engine and stuff. They're always interested. So I'm going to keep these high poly because I do want to enable nanites. I want to put it in UE5 and enable nanites and see how it performs. So I want to keep these high poly. In a realistic scenario... Uh-oh, I've frozen. I'm back. In a realistic scenario, wow, this UV sheet is lagging the stream. I hope I'm not freezing too much. Clear history. I know it's got a lot of tries, but chill. Maybe. So in a realistic scenario, I would basically bake this down into a low poly. To anyone else who's watching who doesn't know, because I assume Tom knows that. See, this is what I say about... because people are obviously going on and on and on about... oh, nanites! No limitations! No limitations! I am doing super realistic stuff for the past 6 years. Sadly, I recently started doing some personal cartoon stuff. Nice! It's always good to swap over, in my opinion. At the moment, at my job, I'm working on 2 separate projects. One that's super realistic. Well, not super realistic, but it's realistic. And one that's... cartoony. So I'm having to every other day, if not within the same day, I'm having to swap between two completely different workflows. It's so interesting. I've said it before that I do enjoy it because it just gives me it's just so different all the time. Wait, was that a donation? Why is it not coming up, man? My donations are broke. Test widget. I believe that was a donation. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, my freaking thing's broken and it won't show them. Do I need to install a new one? Remove. Add. Alert box. Add. Add. Pop it in the middle. Test. Test. It doesn't do anything when I click test. I'm gonna have to try to fix it after stream. I'm really curious for game file sizes with nanites. I am too. Hey, Atlam. How's it going, man? I remember you here before. I for some reason forgot how to say your name. Yeah, see, my issue with like that stuff, people are like, oh, no limitation, no limitation. But Maya, Blender, Substance Painter, ZBrush, they still all have limitations. You can't just expect someone to be able to start doing 10K models when their software, their other software, not just their game engine, can't handle it. Right? Am I crazy in saying that? This is actually really awkward with how much it's lagging. Also, how am I going to select this to the end of here when I can't see what line that's on? I think it's that line, isn't it? No. Stop it. Actually, they shouldn't have limitations in the way the pixels on your screen. Oh. They should, sorry, right. They should have a limitation in the way the pixels on your screen. Right, yeah. 100 gigabytes and up there. Not the... This is. Don't worry. I'm just doing the pillow. Don't you worry. I am going to reduce its poly count, though. I wanted to keep it high, but I can't... I can't even see where the line is. Mesh. Reduce by 50%. Wow, that reduced it in such a nasty way. I think that still kept all the details I'm looking for, though. That's fine. It's back up here. And also, it's only for not deformable meshes, yes. Yeah. I think people are going to be very surprised when games aren't going to increase in quality as much as they expect them to. And honestly, it shows them right. That's not what I'm looking for. It serves them right. Serves them right. Because no one's thinking about the artists when they're looking at nanites and stuff. They're just thinking about what the lack of limitations in the Unreal Engine, and that's rude. Got to think about the artists and the work that actually human people put into the work, you know? It's very important. I know if my brother can hear me, because I said similar to him. I'm not referring to him. I've heard people say a lot worse. You know what? I need to, while I'm here, click layout. And, oh, that's why. Oh, no, here you go. 8 pixel gap. There we go. I want a little bit more of a gap. Oh, and I've also set it to a 4K, so that's technically only like a 4 pixel gap for a 2K. So we'll set it to a 2K. But oh, does it not? I didn't know that. God, I've got really itchy nose today. My dream is for my company to randomly go, let's scrap our game and make a platformer that's stylized. I'd be like, yes. Oh, that'd be so cool. If I could make like a game like a Hat in Time, that'd be it. I'd be done. That'd be what I wanted to do as a 3D artist. I'd be very happy. What kind of game would you guys like to be known for? And I don't mean a game. What kind of game? So genre, shooter, RTS. Oh, being known for an RTS would be so weird, because that's really environments, right? Like that's such an interesting one to be known for. Platformer, 100%. If I could be known, if someone was like, "Oh, Steve, yeah, he worked for Crash Bandicoot," I'd be like, that'd be freaking amazing. You have no idea. As you can tell, platformers are probably my favorite genre. Those and roguelikes. But the game I prefer the most wouldn't necessarily also be the game I'd want to be known for. You have to be picked for one, yeah. Platformer for you. Yes. I think it's because platformers are so adventurous, right? Like in a platformer, it's like this huge environment that your character can nitpick and explore and find little secrets and stuff. In a first-person shooter, it's not quite like that. Even like a stylized one, it's all very grounded. You walk up staircases, you maybe climb through a window, you know, it's all very there. Whereas a platformer, you can make so many different... Octopath Traveler, also cool style. Oh, getting known for like an RTS like that. RPG. That'd be so cool. But yeah, in adventure platformer, it's just like... So, like... My biggest issue as an environment artist is I am not good with elevation. I can't wrap my head around about making a creative environment based around an elevation. I'm not too bad at it these days, but I was much worse. So to be known for something like that, I'd be so happy. You have no idea. Just, oh... Binding of Isaac. See, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to be known for doing the graphics something like Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac, I wouldn't say it's a for me anyway. As much as I love the game, I think I have 900 hours on it. I wouldn't say it's a very graphics heavy game. Like I wouldn't sit there and go, oh man, I want to know who did the graphics for this, because that's just not at all the first thing that's going to come to mind. Or who designed the levels, because it's just a square room after square room after L-shaped room, you know? Or the gameplay. Oh, so being known as the person who made the gameplay for it. Right. I'm just thinking about art, because that's what I do. But you're right, yeah, gameplay and stuff as well. Being known for making a roguelike game, I think would be fantastic. I feel like you'd be praised as a programmer. If the question is about the graphics, Torchlight maybe. Torchlight. What was Torchlight again? Torchlight was like a Diablo type game, right? I've played a lot of games. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be cool too. See, any Nintendo game, like if someone was again another platformer, but someone's like, oh Steve, yeah, he made that Mario level from Mario Odyssey, like he designed that. Oh. This just sounds like I'm really bigging up platformers, which I am. Nintendo games are cool too. They are, man. I love Nintendo games. I just don't find myself... What I do a lot when playing video games, I'll play something that I can socialize and play. So I can kill two birds with one stone. So instead of sitting there and going, I'm going to play a single player game today, I won't do that. I'll say, oh, my friends want to hang out? Let's play a game. I can play a game that I might enjoy at the same time. And it stopped me from playing a lot of games I would have probably really enjoyed. So I do kind of want to start playing more single player games. I like how I've spent 3 streams just UV mapping this. It's taken me longer to UV map than I think modeling. Then it works for the game I really love the graphics of. You worked on Darksider. That's so cool. But I only got to work on it for a little while. Oh, man. I don't think I've ever actually played Darksider. But Darksider, I've seen a lot of it. It just looks awesome. Yeah. Just look at pictures of it. Darksider, man. I actually know someone. Someone in my chat worked on Crash Bandicoot. I also have someone in my chat who worked on the new Sniper Elite. And now I've got someone in my chat who worked at Darksiders. You guys are so cool. You guys should come in. To be fair, all of you are cool, not just the ones who've worked and stuff. All of you are pretty cool dudes. But admittedly, when people come in, they're like, yeah, I worked in this game. I'm like, mate, You've come to my chat and you're like leagues above me. I'm like, that's so cool. Maybe I'm just a little too much of a child. Get giddy. Can't you automap those easy things? I can, but I still prefer my own textures. Because I'm trying to think of the easiest way I can show you. I'm going to show you like this, right? So, because you can technically automatic unwrap a lot of stuff. However, let's do an automatic unwrap on this. Let's do 2, right? I want to actually show people this because there's one thing explaining why I don't want to do it. There's another thing actually showing it. Automatic. To be fair, you're probably fine like that. I could always just do that and that. Cool. Right. Let's take those over. Community material. Yeah. Quickly export those out. I'm gonna go on Sear. These. Snake. Alright, let's come into Substance. Substance Designer. Oh no, Painter, sorry. Those auto UVs look really bad. I know. Admittedly, it does work a little bit better on cubic shaped stuff, but it's a very good example of something spherical because obviously the way spheres work with automatic unwraps. So, because a lot of people always say to me, oh, one second, I have some other work from work here. Let me quickly do that. Make sure it's not on the screen that shows you guys where it is. Substance. I didn't even realize I still had this up. I just not seeing the other screen. Close it. Just so I don't accidentally show you guys. And then come back. Nope, that's just a scene. We want one with my face. There you go. I have never seen something decent. I'm glad someone who's got a lot of experience says the same. Because I hate automatic unwrapping. But I know a lot of people who like it. Here you go. So. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, but you can use triplanar. Yes, brilliant. Triplanar is the godsend of UV of texturing, or is it? Let's pop on. I don't know. Let's pop on this. That's the right. Okay, so normal UV mapping, you'll get this where it's all cutting on the seams. Okay, but use triplanar, Steve. Okay, sure. Let's use triplanar. Now, you're going to get some decent results. Admittedly, on a sphere, it's not going to look as good, but it's still decent results. Now, here's where the issue comes in. So if I were to, let's say, paint something on this. So let's say I wanted, let's say I wanted sort of the center of this sphere to be more glowy. I'm just drawing it by hand for now. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Now let's blur that. And let's have it sort of blur, and I'll make it darker. We go like that. And then you'll start seeing these cuts appear. See that? Because despite... You can't try planar filters, right? It's not a thing. And you start getting these errors come up too. Look at all this. I didn't draw here at all. But because I'm blurring it, it's melting onto those other like islands. You get these issues. It still probably doesn't look too bad, especially if I was further away. Oh, I said I wanted to glow. Let's make it dark instead. Yeah, see what I mean? However, actually nice. Now, you won't always fix this issue of UVs, but you'll come across less issues of UVs on a hand UV one, like a manually one. So, look, you got this issue here, which is fine, because we can also try planar this one if we really wanted to. The triplanar isn't the issue. The issue is everything else. Stuff you can't try planar. When we blur this, you won't get those errors. You will get one where the one seam you made has been spawned. But I know where that is. Because I know where that is, when I'm doing my 3D modeling, I could always put something there. I could put a divider there. I could put an object there. I could make it collide with something there, which will make it so I don't need to worry about it. You can't do that with automatic unwrapping. You don't know where that's going to spawn. And even if you did, it spawns too many of them to try to sort out. I'm sorry if that was a bit long-winded. I've had that question asked a lot about automatic, and I just hate doing automatic because I feel like I have less control when doing automatic. Let's see what you said to that. I haven't had chat up. I also had to use this measure for low poly. It never works as well as handmade. That's true. I tend to use decimation, but that's for objects that you're not going to worry too much about. But that would have that would happen with any UV seam, not because it's auto UV'd. There is fix in the filter that sometimes works. Oh, really? Yeah, I know. You're probably saying all this stuff while I was talking. But yeah, I know about it would happen on any UV seam. It's just you get more UV seams with an automatic map, and you don't know where they'll spawn most of the time. Like with this. So this is also a good example of this chest I was doing. So the reason there's literally a button that's supposed to fix seams. Is that really? Does it not do it very good? Because you're saying supposed to. So I assume it doesn't do a very good job. So on this, look how much we'll make when we do an automatic one. Look at that. That's just the top surface. You could come into here and start connecting these faces up. And try to, like, you know, save it a little bit. But look how many scenes we just made. It's not shown by default. Oh, man. I wish I kept it up now. I've never noticed that before. I did not know there was one that fixes it. I kind of want to bring substance back up. Ah, we'll do it later. I'm too lazy. Ah, you said they supposedly fix it as well. Another reason why doing it yourself is good as well is because I can place the seams where I want. For example, you might see the inside of this box at some point. That's why I've made it inside, just in case I do want to open it up and maybe put some items in it. But I can place, because I'm thinking to myself, maybe I won't open it. I could just place a seam in here that you'll never see. You know? Wow, Maya, please. No, this edge. No. This. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Wait, so... Oh, right. So I need to do one of each edge. Also, at corners of things, you tend to expect to see a seam even in real life. So it's not usually... It doesn't catch someone's eye as much when you've got a seam at the edge of something. I don't know how much people would agree with me on that comment, but I tend to find that pretty true. Especially when I play games and I don't notice them. So we've got those seams that I've manually placed now. And this is what our shape looks like. Do you see this? Oh, I missed one. Don't look yet. I missed an edge. Cut. There you go. Do you see that? Look how nice this looks. Not only is that easier for me to work with if I wanted to do anything in Photoshop, if I wanted to paint on a 2D sheet, I know exactly what I'm painting onto because I can identify that this shape here represents this. Whereas once again, an automatic unwrap looks like this. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here, you know? Again, I don't want to... Some people do automatic unwrap, and some people do get good results from it. Additionally, another reason... God, I'm just coming up with good reasons. This is the good reason. Light maps. Light maps work way better when you have less islands. An island is what this is. This is an island. The less islands you have, the better the light map. Because light maps tend to... So what a light map is when you bake your lighting, you will bake the lighting onto its own separate map called a light map, right? It's shadows. So the less islands you have, because light maps don't tend to have 512 texture resolution or 1K. They tend to be 64, 128, you know? If you've only got 64 pixel light map, then the gaps in between your light maps are going to be huge. Because a pixel in a 64 by 64 it's going to be maybe a bit more than that, but like this, right? But if you have it as loads of separate islands, like it happened with the automatic one, my brain right now. Think how much spacing I'm going to need for this. In fact, I can actually show you an example. If we go into layout, change that to 64. Technically, you only need 1 pixel between them, but I'd say it's always safer to have at least 2. That didn't space it out at all. That hasn't got a 2 pixel spacing. On the 64. Man, I was hoping to show you, but clearly I don't know what the option is for this. Oh. I'm an idiot. 64. There you go. So you see how much spacing that needs now? And the less space you're using... I didn't even select everything. There's some down here. There you go. The less space you're using on your texture sheet, the less quality it's going to be. The less spacing on your light map, the less that's being used up, shall I say. And the more empty spaces you're going to have, the less quality they're going to be. Whereas, again, with this, you're just going to have that one gap. See where I'm coming from? I'm sorry that I've explained it, but for anyone who's new and who doesn't really realize how that kind of stuff works, I just wanted to show, because it's kind of important for anyone who, one, wants to optimize, two, I've had people come to me and say to me, Steve, why does this not working? Why is the light bleeding on my assets after baking? Why is there these huge shadows that just look blurred? It's because you either have too many islands and it's just not got enough resolution, or you've not turned up your light map resolution to accommodate it. I hope Tom is sitting there, shaking his head and saying, what an idiot. That's not at all what you're supposed to do. This guy's a moron. Something I always found really interesting with especially older artists is some older artists I've met still use very old techniques of doing things. And don't get me wrong, that's fine. I'm back. Oh, I just went for a huge rant about light maps and not using automatic mapping. And I've met a bunch of older artists, and a lot of the time they use old methods. And like I said, those old methods aren't necessarily bad, but it's interesting to see how they still implement them and get good results. And I find that so fascinating. I am a bit of a nerd though, so... I've never wanted to call myself a nerd. Not because I don't like the term, because I've never felt smart enough to be called a nerd. I didn't like being called it a while ago, so I didn't used to do anything nerdy. I just used to like playing video games, which I'd say is more of a geek. Do you work in a studio as an artist, or is this... I work at a studio from home, which is lovely. I can work in the office. They actually told me when I started I could work in the office, but I was like, no, I'll work from home. They're a little bit further away. I can't show you anything I've worked on from the studio though, which is so sad because I've made some really cool stuff in the last 2 months of working there. Older, not going to be liked for that. More experienced. I'm not insulting them. Hey man, being old is a good thing. I can't wait till I'm an old man. I could pull stunts without being told off. I could pull like a fire alarm and get the whole building evacuated. And someone's like, why did you do that? I'm like, where am I? Where's my nurse? And they'll feel bad. They'll be like, oh, I was going to have a go at him, but he doesn't seem to know what's going on. Oh, I can't have a go at this old man. That's probably just insulted older people in my chat even more. I would put seams where the metal gets cut in real life. Yeah, I tend to do that as well. And unwrap this kind of box onto tiling trims and let UE5 worry about light maps. To be fair, UE5, you're presumably going to have a lot of dynamically lit stuff, so you probably don't need to worry about light maps as much. But as someone who's watching UE4 for a while, light maps obviously... To be fair, when I first went into UE4, light maps in UE4 freaking sucked. They were awful. This is like a disgusting shape. I don't like this. Yeah, light maps that were generated, by UE4 were awful. So we had to make all our own light maps. And I can tell you, man, making your own light maps is boring as heck. Can I select this, please? What does that look like if I cut these off? I cut the cord and then do that. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, it's a bit better. Oh. Well, we'll go 1024 to keep decent padding. I'm gonna go 8 pixels. I'm gonna go 1024 in here as well. That's fine. Nearly UV mapped, I think. Also, hello, Scott and Tom. How are you guys? And Demetrius. Oh, what a great name. Oh, I need to do a quickie smooth on this boy. That's not smooth, that's remesh. Smooth. There you go. Yeah, like Map Psych, I'm actually way more excited for the real-time lighting UE5 and not too much about the unlimited triangles. Yeah, if you go back a couple episodes, I had an episode called... Yep. Wait, what was it called? I look like such a mess right now. I love it. Okay, let's have a gander at UE5. And then it's a meme as the thumbnail. And it goes, it's the one where he's like, and there's like a butterfly. And it will say like something obnoxious. And basically the butterfly's labeled UE5 and he goes, is this UE4? But yeah, I had a mess around and I was basically putting emissive lights on like tiny orbs and stuff and letting them roll around the room. So cool. It was actually illuminating, which is something we've not been able to do in the Unreal Engine. And that's awesome. Like the way you would do it is you'd make a blueprint. You'd make you'd put a point light in the middle of the orb and then basically roll the orb around and it will move the point light with it, which isn't quite the same effect than actually having the orb emit its own light source. So, very cool. It was really fun messing around with it. I felt like my voice is going a little bit. Oh. Went so close to being done, though. Oh, look at these chunky bones. You know what? Maybe these deserve an automatic unwrap because they're so small. Oh, but my golden rule of not automatic unwrapping. I've seen that video. That seems so cool. Oh, you saw my video from like 3 weeks ago. Where's time gone? I thought that was like a week ago. I really want to know if you can have many lights. I mean, I had a lot in that scene. I had like, what, 100 orbs emitting light? And I didn't seem to get any sort of performance. What's it called? Lumen. Lumen is just... It's just all very cool. I get giddy about this stuff. It's like being a child and being like on Christmas. It's just like, bruh. I'm watching your videos for a while. Oh, okay. Aw. I appreciate the support. And the donation. Yeah, what a top bloke. Honestly. Cool. I'm so tempted to just automatic unwrap these, but after my speech about automatic unwrapping, I can't. I physically can't bring myself to do it. Even though it'd save me time. I just don't get to watch you live. It's 11 PM here now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, where are you from? I did notice that the donation was in BGN. Bulgarian. Ah, that's cool. I've only ever had one friend from Bulgaria, and he was one of the nicest blokes I ever met. He had the best sense of humor. Why are you going all quads everywhere? Well, instead of tries. I think you might be about 20 seconds behind, so I'll let you reply to that. That's not going to work properly, but I'm curious to how it will look. Oh, this part of the bone definitely won't work properly because I need to add an actual seam in the middle of them. I just forgot to. These will work fine the way I've done these. Well, it's for a game. You can go triangles. Yeah, but it'll automatically convert them to triangles when I when I convert to an FBX and pop it in engine. So I've like I was taught in university, you may as well just work with tries up until that point, right? Oh wait, yeah. Why don't I do this? Why don't I do that? See what that does. That alleviates a bit of tension, that's fine. Again, these are so low. These are such small objects. I'm not too fussed if there's a bit of warping, because it's probably going to be 512 textures in reality if I actually had them in a proper scene. Again, this is just a passion project, so I'm not too fussed at keeping it optimized. So a bunch of triangles at the end. It will be easier to select in UV. Really? But when it's triangles, you can't select edge loops. Which is why I don't usually do it. Oh. Wait, what's that part? Oh, whatever it is, I'll cut it. Can't see. That one. Oh, it's only 2 bones, nice. Yeah, like if I had like a cube. Say I had something like this. Unless I'm misunderstanding what you meant. Alright, I don't use mine. Maybe I'm missing something specific. Yeah, you go. I'll show you why. Just do something like this. We're not actually going to make a shape with it. We're just going to show you. So if let's say I wanted to make an edge loop. I will do one here as well. Let's say I was unwrapping this. And I wanted to separate here. With it being tries, I just need to do this. And it will select the edge loops for me. You know? And then well, just ignore that part for now. Let's say I'm not UV mapping that part for now. Oh, he says. That's not selecting it. Oh, don't know what's doing that. Move it so. And unfold. And look, we'll get our shape, right? But if I made that into tries. Like this. No, tries. I can't double click these. Look. I can't select the edge loop. I have to go around selecting these manually to create an edge loop. Same here. If I want to get along this edge, I can't double click to select it all. I got to manually select it. Know what I mean? If I would select the whole thing and quadrulate it back. Oh. Wow, it doesn't like that. Let's undo the triangulation instead of quadrulate. If I can. Right, oh, there you go. Now I could, look, again, when it's quads, I could double select, and it will like select the edge loop for me. Shortest path between 2 points. I do not know. There's a thing for that? I've never seen that in my life. Maybe there is a tool for that. Oh, the pointy end. You could have made it merge. Oh! Yeah, I could have done that. You mean like, like over here. Oh god. Like, oh my god, I'm zooming in so far. Like here. Jesus Christ, this is so hard to slip for some reason. There you go. Like it could have come to a single point eventually. I'm only going to do an example here. Merge. You know, whatever. And then have it do it like that. It's a really minor thing. Yeah, I mean... Sorry, I over-explained it because I didn't realize what you meant. I wanted it to be smoothed over. Exactly, it's such a small thing. I just wanted it to be smoothed over, so I kept it that way. I could have totally done it that way, though. That was just more preference than anything. Preference. I technically just could unwrap one of these. It's probably the better way to do it. Yeah. Because if I just texture one, I could just apply it to the other one. Oh, I didn't even fully texture it. I'm an idiot. Well, laying out that should lay this out the exact same way. There you go. Yeah, it's an old habit from optimization time. Damn old habits. If I lay this out, actually. Lay this out. Oh. Oh, I didn't do this one. Well, let's delete that one then. It's really funny working with the company I'm working at the moment because I'm the only environment artist. So when people don't know something about environments, like just certain, or a lot of things about art, to be honest, I'm one of the only artists. And it's really funny because when they don't know something, they're always like, they act like what you'd expect not even a junior, like someone who's just come to university to learn 3D to act. And I just find it hilarious because some of the stuff they come out with, I'm like, no. I'm like, no. That's not how that works at all. I find it very funny. I think I had a candle unwrapped over here already. Yeah, it's basically these two, so I'll just duplicate these over. It's another thing though, because sometimes optimization isn't even for optimization. It just makes the process faster. Like right now, I am going to reuse meshes and modulate them like these candles. Not because I want to optimize it, because it's quicker. It means I don't have to texture the same candles, you know? So don't always feel like it's you know, I have to be really optimized. Sometimes it's just saving yourself some time. That's what I'm trying to tell my junior artists at the moment. I say the junior artists at the moment. Don't always feel like it's for optimization purposes and stuff. A lot of the time it is just to save yourself some time and to be a bit more efficient with your work. Same with tiling textures. Exactly. Tiling textures are just so quick. One good example is using tiling stone textures on world position in the Unreal Engine. So when you rotate them and shape them, they tile naturally without seams or without warping. That's super nice because it means you don't have to texture 8 different rocks. It means you just have to bring in one rock. Hey, Nabble. How's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a while. It means you haven't got to texture any rocks. You just got to make one material and place it on all 8 of those rocks. Sure, sometimes you won't be as detailed as you like, but if you don't need it to be, there's no point in making it all detailed. You know what I mean? Now I'm saying. That's an Engon. That is also an Engon. Aha. I'm gonna do this more like a cube and basically. Oh, that's not quite right. That's better. That's a nice UV. So when I say about... Oh, and then connect these edges. When I say about as well, you could do things a million different ways. Here's an example. So I could have done it this way, which I have done, which I think is better. Can I send links here? I don't think they work, unfortunately. You have to join the Discord and send it there if you want me to see it, unfortunately. I learned Maya modeling and texture mapping. It's great software for assist modeling. Exactly, right? The UV mapping, modeling and texture mapping. Yeah, texture mapping. So assuming UV mapping is great in Maya. So yeah, when I say, like I always say, there's a million ways to do things, right? Here's an example of 2 different ways. I UV mapped it like this. The reason I UV mapped it like this because I wanted it as one separate shape, like sort of this. Sure, we get some seams coming here, 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 and here, but we reduce seams here, here. Let me take this off. Here, 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 and here. For example, if I scale this down, you can see them. If I put it on its side too, so you can see as this comes over here, we don't have seams here now. It sort of comes in nice and gently. It does. Still has seams here, obviously, and it also has seams here. But I want to do it this way because it makes it one asset. However, I could have also UV unwrapped it. Like this. Now, neither way is particularly wrong or right. Wow, I didn't think that'd look like that. That's not very nice, but either way, neither way is particularly wrong or right. However, now I've basically got this completely separated from this, but I don't have seams at the corner anymore. But there's no warping, so it still works quite well. But it's not as nice on the UV sheet as well. So like I said, there's a million different ways you could do the same task. So just because someone tells you one way's better, it won't always be the case. I just wanted to say that because as a 3D artist, I've been told a million times, Steve, do it this way. It's better. And then when I finish it, they're like, oh, actually, no, your way works pretty well. I'm like, yeah, I know. One of the most powerful I found in my is re-topologizing tool is also, it is. I hardly ever use it. But that's mainly because I don't re-topologize very often. But no, it is. I remember using it. I remember using it back in uni. I think it was really good in uni as well. That was like 5 years ago. I certainly was showing the blur fix in Substance Paint. I hope useful things. Oh, yeah, it's a good place. Wow, using the correct chats. Ooh. Oh, that's what that does. I'm pretty sure I've selected that before and it didn't work very well. But like you said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's interesting though. I'll see if I can use that in the future when I do get those issues. Obviously, the issue can be avoided by just doing a good UV map anyway, which I tend to do all by hand anyway. It works if you didn't go crazy with the blur. Oh, okay, okay. Makes sense. I got a bone here. I've got a bone to pick with you. Let's replace that one. I find it really cool that we can all help each other out despite having completely different skill sets. So some people who come into my chat and they're leagues above me. Like, they're just so good. They understand just everything about art. They understand color theory. They understand perspective. They understand lighting. They understand everything way better than I hopefully not ever will, but I do at the moment. But they can still come into the chat and I can still teach them something new. You know, I can still show them a technique that's helpful to them. And I think that's very cool that we can all do that. We can all show each other stuff. My next step is learn substance design and painter. Oh, that is a good next step. But yeah, we can all learn stuff no matter what skill level we're at. Oh, whoa. Why did your message get deleted? Did you delete it? I assume you did delete that message. Wait, where is this going? It's around here. It's on the outside here. Here. Yes, got it. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Okay. Move select, so yeah, and then it's still got a top to it. God, I'm freaking blind. Oh, that's fine. Do that, do that, do that. That's what I wanted to say when I said that I worked for 10 years in the industry. Sometimes you just don't know stuff. Yeah, exactly. My next slide spent in designer. Cool, it came through that time. I don't think it's going to get delayed. Yeah. There are some people I know who don't seem to believe that they can learn more. I know some people who got into the industry. I don't want to say it was because they were lucky, but they were definitely in the right place at the right time. They didn't have anything significant on their portfolios or their work that would have made them stick out, but they happened to land a job anyway. And again, I'm not saying that they didn't put hard work in, but some of those people that I know think they're the bee's knees just because they got a job. And they don't think they ever need to learn anything anymore because they just think they're the best. Never be like that. You can always learn. It doesn't matter how good you are. You can always learn. And it doesn't matter the person you're learning something from either. They could be a garbage artist, but they could know something you don't know. I didn't mean to do that. Unitize. Even so. I guess all I'm saying is be a little bit more, not humble. That's not the word I want to use. Is that the word I want to use? Humble? With your work. Because people are much less likely to help you out if you act like you're the bee's knees. If you say, I'm the best artist, I don't need help from anybody. People aren't going to be willing to help you when you need it. Which, I can't blame them. I think the saddest part was when I was in university. I think even my teacher said it. Okay, I want to switch from 3D architecture to 3D for game production. Nice. It's very fun for game production. Yeah, one thing I thought was really sad in university, and I think my teacher even said, like I just said, was that... Is my music too quiet? I think it might be. That's not what he said. And that... Why would you share stuff with somebody if it's going to give them an advantage over you? And I get what they mean, but I just feel like that's such an unproductive way to just advance anything. Oh, my music cut out for a second. Like, I've never felt like I need to keep something from somebody just to make myself feel like I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to prevent them from getting a job. If I prevent them from getting a job, it means I have a higher chance. I feel like that's really mean. It is crazy how many people have no interest in progressing. Maybe they were good 10 years ago when they started, but they stopped there. Yeah, I agree with that. I know some people like that. I know some people that just don't, even at my age. Hey, it's working now. Why is my thing working now? Even at my age, I'm only, 26? I know people at my age who don't want to learn new techniques, who don't want to improve their workflow because they think their workflow is the best. It's crazy. It's so odd to me. I'm not saying you have to always look to improve if you don't want to. But at the end of the day, you're working in a competitive industry. So it may just be necessary that you need to. And learning is always fun. If you don't find learning fun, this may not be the right job for you. Because as a 3D artist, there's always new software coming out, new techniques. new workflows, there's different art styles, there's different art directions, there's different like games engines, there's different parts to art. You know, you could be a prop artist, environment artist, you can specifically go into vehicles or weapons, you can go into a lighting artist, a material artist, a technical artist. There's so much to learn, and I think that's great. Cool, that's a bit wibbly wobbly. Why is that so wibbly wobbly? I don't know, but we're going to cut it to avoid it being wibbly wobbly. Because that way when it goes onto the sheet, it should be relatively straight. Hey! Thank you for subscribing. Why are the subscribes coming up, but the donation did it? That's so strange. Oh, man. I don't think you can keep your job for very long if you don't progress. Our industry requires us to change. Yeah, we're supposed to be dynamic, aren't we? When I started working, there were no normal maps. Oh, Jesus. Now the process is so much more complicated. If I didn't want to progress, I would have to change my job. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, back then, you didn't draw normal maps. You just drew it like it was receiving light in a certain way. I guess it's kind of similar to... I think the coolest scene I ever made was the one I made last. And the reason was because it was all hand-painted. And what was really cool about that is even when the scene is unlit, things look like they are receiving shadows. And I think that's so cool. I want to load it up to show you. Just to show you it unlit, to be honest. Oh, man. I'm so itchy this evening. So let's set it up the way it's supposed to be set up at 200%. There you go. So this is the last scene I made for anyone who's not seen it. It was supposed to be rendered, so you can only see, like... I think you can see my mouse, right? So from up here down to like here, so you don't see the tracks like disappearing. And if I simulate, you'll see everything moves around, you know. Very fun scene, right? I love this piece so much. Thank you. What's really, really cool is I painted a lot of the shades in. We do have a directional light casting light. Do we? Yeah, we do. You can see it here. But it's not the main part of the lighting. If we go into unlit now, look how much lighting it looks like there is on certain assets. It's not as strong as I actually remember it being, but here's a good example here. This looks like it's still lit. But like here, look. I've got so many... That was interesting, because actually on the piece, this was drawn differently to this. So I did it to look like they were drawn differently. But the problem that I have for each and I have no cover, it's expensive. Yeah, that is the problem. But luckily you deal with stuff like Blender. I'm using Blender a lot lately. Maya does make UV mapping easier, but in general, I can get a lot done with just Blender and UE4. Substance makes it way easier, but it's not too expensive. £200 a year, not brilliant, but yeah, there's so much in here, like here as well, that looks like it has light being cast on it, even when it's unlit, and I think that's so cool. Because I had to wrap my head around a completely different workflow to try to replicate the original piece. Yeah, that was so fun, man. Some other advice I can give to anybody is try to expand your understanding in your different art styles. You don't necessarily need to learn them. If you want to be a realistic... I haven't started sculpting in Blender for the past year. Yeah, exactly. If you want to make realistic stuff and you want to be a realistic artist, go for it. But try not to put off learning other things, because it just helps. I will say this now. I've said it loads of times. I'm a terrible artist. I have almost no natural talent for art. But because I've tried to expand my understanding so much, I know how certain things work. So it makes certain things a little bit easier for me now. Than it used to be. I wouldn't, when I was in university, I wouldn't have imagined doing anything stylized, because it just wasn't my art style. I just couldn't think about how to do it. But then I started messing around with things. I started inventing my own techniques and just learning. And at the end of the day, that's as cheesy as it sounds, that's our biggest advantage, is that we have the capability to learn. When you throw that capability away, when you throw that away down the drain and you say, I don't want to learn, that's when you're giving everyone else the advantage over you. This music makes it sound like I'm being really serious right now. I guess I am in a way, but I'm not being that serious. disconnect it here. That looks like it should be fine. Yeah, that doesn't work very much at all. In fact, I could have probably... Wait, here. I could have probably connected this, couldn't I? Nah, it's in the middle. I would have had to do a cut probably here. What does that look like? No. Nah, I don't know how I would have connected that. Oh, hello, Agatha. How's it going? To be nice, I think I sound the same when I talk about my progress since university. What about learning? Or... I work for... Oh, wait. Oh, I know I work for big productions. Okay, cool. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll work for big productions. I've always said... Because, again, it took me so long to get to this point just working freelance. 5 years since I left university before I finally got a job. But... all I've ever wanted is just sit not necessarily at home, but sit behind a computer screen and work. Because it's what I'm good at. Whether it's PC repair, admin, or 3D art, it's what I'm good at. When I was working in retail, not only did I hate it, but my talents, any talent I did have, which isn't many to begin with, were completely wasted. And that was just really sad to me. Like... I could have definitely been used elsewhere. Clicking the fingers. The music. I hope I hold on to this job for a significant amount of time. And even if I don't, at least I had a little bit of time to learn something new. Okay, last thing we've got left to do is this UV map, and then I'm done UV mapping. This is quite high poly, but again, I'm not too fast. Just don't forget to do some sports. I didn't, and I have some back pains now in my early 30s. I don't do sports, but I do try to go out for some exercise. I used to exercise a lot back in the day. Back in my day. But I don't anymore. At least nothing significant. I kind of just want to delete all these, which will make UV mapping a million times easier. Thank you for subscribing. Anyway. I don't even know if these people are watching. I don't know if it just tells me they subscribe from other videos. Which could be entirely the case. Does that look fine? Oh, Jesus, where am I? Yeah, it looks Gucci. Yeah, just keep healthy. Thank you. I am having chest pains at the moment. And I need to go to the doctors. So I can't promise that I'm keeping healthy right now. I don't know what could be causing it, because I'm not particularly that unhealthy. I don't live a very unhealthy lifestyle. So I don't know what's causing it. I've been told it's not my heart, so that's positive. Being told it was my heart was quite relieving, but at the same time... not knowing what it is at all is also kind of unnerving as well. Unnerving? Oh, yeah, you're having chest pains, but we don't know why. Oh. Oh, okay. Honestly, I think this mouse is the winner. Let's get back to this for the last, what, 20 minutes maybe? I say that as... hello? There you go. Oh. Edge? Mouse? Okay, I think it may be just the prop. 1 second. Delete history. What? Can I select this edge, please? Maya! Thank you! Jesus Christ. Alright, let's we can sort that out. Okay, cool. That's fine. When my voice breaks, I tend to do it on purpose if anyone didn't realize. So I'm like, Maya, please. That's intentional. I have a lot of people make fun of my voice breaks, and I always tell them, no, that was on purpose. And like, no, it wasn't. Ha! Your voice broke, nerd. I'm like, no. I wonder if I could just do that. That'd probably work just fine. Yeah, it's the middle mouse click, man. It's so stiff. I feel like if this mouse had the same wheel as that mouse, that would be the perfect combination. But alas, I cannot have the best of both worlds. You guys like the lo-fi music? I usually play video game music, but recently, because I've heard a lot of the video game music on repeat, I've decided to play some lo-fi. That's how you say it, hopefully. So yeah, I think this mouse is less uncomfortable. I don't want it to be a placebo that I enjoy one mouse over the other. I want to actually prefer one, but I'm worried that I'm thinking I prefer the other one when I don't. Am I a bit of a loser? I'm caring this much about a mouse. Oh, wait. Wait, is that actually... Oh, it does. Okay. Remember to brush your teeth twice a day. And don't do school. Stay in drugs. Wait, no. Oh, no, that sounds right. When people are like, oh, shooting games are a great way to tell how accurate you are of like a mouse and stuff. Do 3D art. You have to click the tiniest of vertices with the exact precision. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is harder than Counter-Strike. Oh, that one's already done. Now it's just all of these boys. If I select just this middle bit, we'll select just... Oh, wait. This hasn't been done yet. Hasn't been done yet. Use your words correctly, Stephen. Yeah, see, that definitely feels like it's hurting my thumb. Like, this mouse is chunkier. But I think it fits my hand more. I must say, I think it does fit my hand more. I feel like my viewers have dropped just now because I'm just talking about the damn mouse. I'm sorry. It's close to midnight. Ooh. I am ending very soon. I know that doesn't help out a lot, but I am. Unless you're about to turn into a werewolf or something, that's what you're trying to tell me. It was really nice catching you live. Love your work. Thanks, man. All of you guys are so nice to me. Honestly, you guys are just the loveliest people. Nah, I'm turning into a pumpkin. Okay. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Shame my stream drops behind a little bit. I'm reading like... I can tell you're about 10 to 20 seconds behind. That's a shame. It's not as interactive. I hope that doesn't ruin anyone's experience a little bit. That should be fine. I think that was all of them, right? Nothing looks too warped. Save it. Have a go on, man. Hope you enjoy your time. Yeah, looks good. These may be too long. I may have to do several cuts in them because they might not take up a very good amount of the UV sheet. Yeah, I was kind of right. What's the halfway point? Roughly there. Turn this off so I can see what I'm doing. Wow. Still not brilliant. So much dead space. And I don't mean the video game. Nothing's extending all the way to the top. Maybe manually do some of this. So if I squeeze a couple of these up here, we should hopefully save some space by then making it bigger. Oh, it is a little laggy right now. Oh, he says, but they won't fit here with them in the way over there. Interesting. So I just need to select the ones that overlay, pop them up here. And pop you down here. Probably pop a couple of you down here as well. Well, especially along the... No. What was I want to select all these and not... Not preserve any direction. Oh. Well, that works quite well. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Sweet. And we've done the fan. Everything is UV mapped for the next stream. I actually thought I was going to do texturing today. I forgot how much UV mapping there was left. But we're done now. Very exciting stuff. So texturing... Oh. There you go. Unhide that layer. There we go. Done UV mapping. Boom. Booyah. Boo shakalaka. Right. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will catch you, hot people, on Sunday, where we continue our very important work. If you do want to talk to me on stream, you can always join the Discord, where I try my best to communicate with you guys. If you guys do at me, I will usually reply. Especially if you need help with something, I will try my best. I'm not a programmer, though. So if you do need help with programming, unfortunately, I can't usually help with that. But if it's anything to do with art, materials and stuff in the Unreal Engine, I try my best to help you guys out. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. And I will catch you Sunday. See ya.